Restaurant punk. Let's go. Let's go. Ladies.
Yianni.
Leah. Noelle. Yianni. How's it going?
It's going.
It's going.
It's going.
I never thought winter would be this crazy. When you hear winter's coming, you think the calm, but it's crazy.
That phrase was coined by Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming.
So speaking of winter is coming, how do we feel about, let's call it the owner washing dishes? The owner of a restaurant washing dishes. I feel like that's such a broad topic, but I feel like if you can picture, we're short-staffed and being an owner and saying, you know what, it, I'll do it. I'll wash the dishes. How often has that happened? And how do we feel about that?
So I've seen it happen on two different scales.
Okay.
Right? I've seen it happen to where we're really busy. We're running around. I'm at Vintage. Nico jumps in and he's like, guys, I got this. Just drop the dishes and go. And it's like, damn, I really respect that. Like, I really respect that because I see you jumping from here to here to here and then ending up at dishes because I feel like that's like you're doing the grunt work when you start dishes. Mm-hmm. And I have a whole new level of respect of like, you're not just letting us crash and burn and you're giving us that extra second. But then I've also been on the other scale to where you're working for someone and you've pissed off literally everyone and you've backed up the entire kitchen all night by the way you're running things and you're there until 2:00 in the morning washing dishes because of your own mistake.
Very similar to, it's a broad topic. How come I never see the managers, like let's say I've seen you bartend before and I've seen a manager and you guys are so backed up. Why does the manager never hop onto the bar? Why does the manager never help bar back? Why does the manager just sit there?
Answer. I was going to say my manager always does, like to the point where I see her washing dishes so often that I'm like, will you get out of here? But that makes me work harder for her.
That's what I want to ask. Are there people you think that take advantage of that and say, you know what, instead of having a fourth server or two dishwashers or two bar backs, you know what, let's make more money and we know that our manager or owner is going to hop in and help us.
Yeah.
Do they get used to it? Do they take advantage of it? Like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if I hopped on dishes as a restaurant owner, I'm building respect. I don't feel like I'm being taken advantage of. And that's why I asked about like the front of the house, back of the house. Are there differences? And I've watched every owner in every restaurant have to hop on the line or do dishes. You know what? Just because.
I've also worked in a place where you have the overbearing owner or manager that goes way too hard, that like pushes you out of the way to do the job or wants to, take over, go too far, make everybody uncomfortable. Now you're like, oh, am I in trouble? Or, they jump in and they just want to do too much. They're always on top of you. They're always overbearing. So it's nice when they can help.
Right.
But then I never really seen anybody take advantage of a manager. I've seen them take advantage of other employees in the restaurant. Like, oh, well, if I just leave this, somebody else will pick up the slack. But I don't know. There's something to be said for a third person in that.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I don't think I've ever been in a situation to where I feel like I've seen someone take advantage of it. I feel like if anything, I've just seen, people gain more respect of, again, like, thank you for being an owner or I don't want to say a manager because you're subjected to being there, but an owner. Not many places are you going to see the owner there every single day. And then when you see the owner there every single day, not to mention jumping behind the line or jumping to do dishes when everybody needs help, it's like you're not too above it. You understand, you've been here, you want everything to run smooth. And it just, I think, creates a better culture and a better morale. And there's even times to where I'll see him doing dishes and then he walks away and something's going on and I'm not as much in the weeds as someone else. And I'm like, you know what? I'll stand at dish and I'll clear everybody's plates. You guys go, go, go. Like, I think it just kind of trickles down into the culture of how everybody ends up working together.
It's the front of the house and the back of the house. Why did I say, how do we feel about an owner doing dishes? It's, I don't want to say the bottom of the food chain because it's very important, But instead of hopping on the line and you're not very comfortable on the line and you want to help, you're really just making it worse, right? So I do not hop on dishes. Probably in the past 5 years, the first place I'll go is to like pantry, salad station. I'll shut the up. I'll just help them get out of the weeds, and that's that. And then in the front of the house, you walk in and you see that everybody's behind. What do? Do you start taking tables? No. Start bussing tables. If a server has to go take a trip to get a drink, you get it for them. So it's really about like knowing your place, where you can help without getting in the way. And you had just mentioned your manager would hop on, right, and help. And you love that.
And she's dressed up. She's got heels on, and she's over there, you know, in the triple sinks and, you know, clearing tables, which it then makes you feel like, okay, I gotta step up my game. I want to help her. I want to be here when she needs me.
And it feels like support, doesn't it? So being after your first year as a restaurant owner, you know how you were sitting there cooking and you looked around and sometimes there's nobody there to back me up if I fall apart. And we hope that's where the group comes in, to where, you know, you would send out an APB, hey, I need some help. Or we call it playing hero. Oh, I got this. I got this. Don't be a hero. Don't be the hero. So I guess we're getting down to, we do appreciate it as adults, right?
Yeah,
we do appreciate it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me if I came into Vintage, which is in Cara Restaurant Group, and you guys were in the weeds, and I'm in the front of the house, and I just started helping, you like that?
I would have a whole new level of respect.
I would have a level of respect, but I would immediately be like, oh crap, he's helping. That means I'm sinking. I'm now looking bad in front of
I love that, because you know what? I think it's a trick question.
I just think
right?
It really comes down to like, okay, if it's not that busy and I see Yianni helping, that means something's wrong. But if we're drowning and Yanni's helping, it's like, oh, thank God.
Yes.
Like we need a lifeline.
All right, fair enough.
If we're just like chilling and I'm inside and I check my phone for a second, I come out and Yanni's bussing a table, I'm shitting myself. I'm immediately shitting myself. You know?
I've heard that talk before, like, oh no, why is Yianni helping out? Like, get old man Yianni out of here. And it gets to the point now where I'm at an age where, hey, I kind of want to help, but just for like 10 minutes until I get tired and then I leave.
And then he's like, can you get me a coffee? Can someone get me a coffee?
Yeah, because somebody get me a coffee. And then I want to go bullshit with some customers and whatnot, because, you know.
No, the funniest line though is there coffee made? Yes. Okay. Can you get me a coffee?
For those of you that don't know, I like to drink 20 cups of coffee a day, black, half a cup in a to-go cup, not in the ceramic cup. I don't know. It just tastes different in the
I gave
to-go
him a
cup.
mug one time and he was like, I'll take a to-go cup.
Yeah. It's a culture. It's a frame of mind that, you know what? I'm still working. I'm not an owner.
On the go.
I'm not, I want to be part of the, you know, a paper cup. You know, when I eat, have you guys ever seen me eat at a table at a restaurant, at one of our restaurants?
No.
I have, but it's very often, not, what's the opposite of often?
Rare?
Very rare, because I don't know. I get uncomfortable. Did I come over this summer and just sit at a table and order food? No, I can't do it. I just can't. I don't know. Maybe it's just a mindset. Maybe it's you know.
We were busy. We had the tree lighting at Vintage the other day, and there was 3 of us, and we don't have a food runner. We don't have a busser. And it was just waves of a bunch of tables at once, leaving at once. And it just cycled over, I think 2 or 3 times. And you and Pete were there, and you, Pete, and Nico were all talking in the office. And Nico's mom, who is the hostess, came up and she goes, where is he? And I'm like, he's inside talking to the boys. And she goes, why is he not out here helping you guys? Because we were drowning at one point. Like,
really?
I turned around and there were 6 tables that needed to be bussed. And like all these other tables had just sat down.
I didn't know.
And at the end of the night, I got home to Peter. I was like, you guys distracted Nico because he was there. And I feel like Nico's always there and he's always helpful and he's always right there. But at the moment, like, I was like, well, he was talking to Pete. And I was going to go up to Pete and be like, yo, Pete, walk outside on the phone real quick so that way Nico can come and help. And then you came and sat down. I was like, I'm not going to tell the 2 of them. I'm not going to tell the 2 of them.
Ignorance is bliss.
And within 5 minutes, Mama comes out and she's just like, where's Nico? I'm like, he's inside talking to the boys, and ran away. And she's like, Nico, get out here and start bussing tables.
Did you say Mama?
Mama. We all call her Mama. Christina. Nico's mother.
You call Nico's mother Mama?
Yep.
Everybody calls her Mama?
Everybody calls her Mama.
Oh yeah,
Cute. I like that.
is that cute? Yeah, that's
I think
sweet.
it's cute.
Creates
If she likes it.
Does she like it?
Yeah.
She does like it?
Yeah. She makes
Now,
jokes all the time about how many children she has.
Did she ask you to call her mama, or is that just a natural thing?
No, so I was introduced to her as Christina, and I called her that for a while when I was working there, but everybody called her mama. And then at one day, I think it just like naturally slipped from me. And then she's like, yes, my dear. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So let me throw another one out at you, because I learned this. I don't want to say I learned this the hard way, but this is a tricky question. Let's say you have an employee, right, that doesn't have a car and they take the bus every day. However, you pass by their house on the way home. Do you give them a ride home every night after their shift?
Yeah, if I'm passing.
So we got a yes from Noelle.
I made that mistake before, and then I was committed to it for like ever.
You
until I
goddamn
had to
fuck-
start
you're
making
right.
excuses as to why, because maybe I don't want to leave right after work. Maybe
I
I want
don't.
to do something
Yes.
else. Maybe I wanted to go a different way to somewhere else. Like, and then I got to stop and take you now.
Well,
You
I think
feel
that-
bad, but
It's good etiquette, but like you said, I kind of learned the
in a
hard way
while.
to where it started to become expectation. And I noticed the one time the person was staring at me saying, I want to go now. And I'm like, excuse me.
I'm still sitting
Oh,
here.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I called them a cab. I paid for the cab and I said, this driving relationship is over.
Yeah, now you're on the hook for
I
a
don't know,
cab.
'cause
Is
like,
that
if
a
I'm-
bad owner? Am I a bad person for doing that?
No, but it's their
No, if
responsibility
it's
to get to and
taken
from work.
advantage of, for instance, like if I want to go get a drink after work, I'm going to make it a point. Like even it comes down to picking you up for your shift. Like if you're on my way and it makes sense, then yeah, I'll pick you up. And
But at the same time, if I got to pick you up, I got to count on you being on time. I might already be rushing. What if I wanted
the
to have a
pickup.
this
cup
is
of
all
coffee?
very
See, there's the pickup
circumstantial
and the
on
drive
the
home.
person,
I've
though.
done the
It's
pickup.
it's
That's a
on the
pain in the
person.
ass.
Like if Lena, who's a colleague who has worked with me at many restaurants and is also at Vintage right now, if Lena called me and she's on the way and she's like, hey, pick me up for work, I know how reliable she is. She's going to be ready before I am. She's going to be waiting outside for 30 minutes for me.
If it's literally a slowdown and you jump in, okay. But, like if I got to think about you when I first wake up, I'm not ready for that. I got other things on my mind. Like,
And are you
we'll
working
lay
with this
here a little
person
longer.
every shift?
Is there a difference if you have to choose between the pickup of a friend, a coworker, or the drop off of a coworker? Is there a difference? See, now for me, hearing you guys say that, I would much rather pick somebody up
Yeah, then drop them off.
than drop them off, because you know what? Like you said, after work, I want to do what I want to do.
There's times that I leave work and I don't even put music on. I just sit there in
Silence.
dead silence with
Yes.
the lack of thoughts that I have because I'm defeated by the end of the shift and I don't want to have to think about dropping you off or having the
pretty good.
company.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even want to talk about how hard we just got our asses kicked at the end of the night. Like I don't want to. I just want to go home. I just want to go home and I just want to sit in silence. And then halfway through the car ride, then I'll click the music on the radio.
Well, I think because both of our shifts start at, let's say, 4 o'clock, I like to pick up much better. To whereas when the shift's over, you do what you want, right? So on that note, Leah and I have experienced this pain. Noelle has not. So for anybody watching or listening, ask Noelle for a ride home after your shift,
Don't ask me.
or me. Leah, Noelle, Yianni, Restaurant Punk. Love you guys.
Out.